Welcome back to the Takeout. Since retaking the presidency, Donald Trump and his administration have purged the Justice Department and some law enforcement agencies of career officials. And those career officials, having been fired, believe they were terminated for what appears to them to be very political reasons. One of them, David Sundberg, he served in the FBI for more than 20 years. He was once in charge of the Washington field office and led the probe into the January 6th Capitol riot. I spoke with Sundberg this afternoon. Please take a listen. How would you characterize the current state of the FBI?
Unfortunately, I think some of the capabilities have been depleted. There are less personnel, but additionally, there's a loss of expertise. And I think we are seeing that from both the working conditions in the FBI and also the removal of agents and analysts simply because they were assigned to a case that Director Kash Patel thinks is politically disadvantaged.
And walk my audience through that, because line agents don't have any choice of what they're assigned, and yet they have been purged because they were assigned to something over which they had no control.
That's correct. Yeah. Line agents do not choose the cases they work on. The FBI covers a lot of different violations to keep the nation safe, especially on the national security side. And they build over their careers and expertise in certain types of investigations, but they certainly don't choose their cases. And in this time, we have had many agents and now some analysts who were expert in their field removed from the FBI, fired without any sort of due process. And the result is that we are now in a conflict with Iran, and we've lost experts inside the FBI who both had the expertise as well as the connectivity across the intelligence community to combat threats of Middle Eastern espionage and other attempts to, affect the U.S.
Are we in more danger as a result of this purge than we otherwise would have been?
Well, we certainly have less people who know how to find those threats as far away as possible so we can interdict them before they're here. And the Iranian government has shown itself to be a threat of exporting terrorism. It's obviously has a terrible human rights record with its own people, but it also has significant cyber capabilities and counterintelligence. We fight it as counterintelligence. Their foreign intelligence officers are always trying to penetrate the United States, and we've lost some of the people who were experts in that work.
You mentioned at the beginning that there are people who were purged, fired, no due process because they were assigned to cases this administration doesn't like. Do they fall into a specific kind of category? These cases they don't like?
Yes, they were cases that looked at the actions of the president. And so they don't like those cases. In truth, the FBI was investigating and has for a long time investigated lots of public corruption cases.
Republican and Democrat.
Republican and Democrat at the local level, at the state level, and at the federal level. In the same time frame, a year and a half or so, in which the indictments came out against President Trump. Indictments came out against Henry Cuellar and Bob Menendez, both sitting Democrats. All investigated by the same agency because that's our job. And that is what agents in the FBI and analysts in the FBI do every single day without fear or favor of any partisan interference.
What difference does it make to a field office or a field agent who's running the FBI? I mean, how much does that really matter?
I think that it makes a tremendous difference to be able to keep the experts focused on their investigations for the protection of the country, that we keep politics outside of the FBI. It's essential, really, to be able to do that work, especially in a public corruption setting, but also in a national security setting, because there are so many ways that foreign adversaries try to get at this nation.
So when President Trump in his first term fired FBI Director James Comey, he said the morale at the FBI was terrible and Comey was an awful leader. What's the morale like now from what you are able to detect about it?
Well, the morale is much worse, and I'll give you an example as to why. Picture a situation in which people who have dedicated their adult lives to the mission of the FBI, to defending the nation are now working in an environment in which their colleagues have been fired simply for being assigned to the wrong case. That means everyone working in the FBI is wondering, am I going to get assigned to the wrong case?
What is the wrong case?
That's right. And trying to guess that works in both directions. One, I could be assigned to the wrong case. Two, I could refuse to open a case that is not warranted but is desired.
Right. Both things undermine what the FBI is supposed to be about.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And, you know, the FBI for many, many years has been very successful at carrying out both its criminal investigative work here in the U.S. and more broadly. There's certainly international criminal enterprises, and the FBI is well suited to investigate those, more so than an individual police department. And then also the FBI's national security mission, whether it relates to foreign corrupt practices or espionage or cyber attacks, those have been able to find continuity throughout administrations because the FBI has generally been insulated from that sort of interference.
Dave Sundberg, I appreciate you coming in. We'll note that you are a candidate for Congress, but that's not why you came in here, but I want to put that on the record. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.